What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Carpenters Apprentice. We're here for the first ever episode in the Rocky's Taco House studio. They're our lead sponsor for season 2, and we're so excited to kick off our first ever interview here with Miss. Please introduce yourself to the folks.
Chef Sydney, a.k.a. Sidtastic.
And it's great to have you here. You know, we love talking to chefs because it's just a whole different kind of mindset. One of the things that I think is fantastic about you is that you grew up here in San Antonio. Can you tell people a little bit about your journey to discovery of cooking as your passion?
Oh, yeah. So I've been cooking since I was 12. Officially, since I was 15. I had my first job at Whataburger. But before then, would have these secret competitions in the kitchen with my sister. She didn't know, but I did. She was making some good appetizers at holiday parties, and I wanted the attention for myself. So I started doing a little bit here and there, and just kicked off my exploration of different foods.
So this all started from a competition with your sister?
Yeah, that she has no idea about. Still to this day. So I'm pretty proud of that.
If you're that young a pup and you're learning about cooking and like that's your passion, what did you do? What could you even do that young to pursue it?
When I was 15 is when I really started to make the decisions to pursue it. I had to choose whether I stayed at a very prestigious high school in San Antonio or go to the new school, which is going to have the culinary program. So I chose to go to the new school and pursue it then, and this was at 15. So
when you were moving to the new school, did you have any trepidation, like, fuck, do I really want to do this chef shit? Is that for real?
So it was either going to be sports for me or it was going to be something else. And I didn't really like to practice in sports. I didn't like to practice. I know you have to practice at something to be good at it. So I just chose to really like food, cooking, and it just came easy to me. So when something comes easy to you and you enjoy it, just kind of keep doing it. And 15 years later, I'm still here.
When you were taking those culinary classes at the new school, what was that school, by the way?
Wagner High School.
Wagner, okay, yeah. Gotcha. So when you were taking the classes at the new school, you had independently loved cooking, but when you joined a collective of people who liked cooking, at any point did you feel intimidated or like, I don't know if I'm as good as these cats?
No, not at all. Like I said, I had started when I was 15 at Whataburger, so I guess I kind of felt like I had a little bit of lead. But I've always taken a leadership role in anything that I do, so this was just another time to do that. So I was definitely like one of the top in the class, just as far as like other students looking up to me, and like, I mean, we're all learning together, of course. But I think it was just my passion, really, that everybody could see that I liked to learn and wanted to know more.
That's great. Okay, so then we move on from high school. What happens next?
So I actually, a rep from a culinary school in Charlotte, North Carolina, came and visited the class. And I was just kind of like googly-eyed when they came and did their performance and speeches and whatnot. So I ended up going there. I talked my dad into letting me go there. So I moved across country to Charlotte, North Carolina at 18 and did my 2 years there, got my associate's degree. And then I did my externship while I was there at a retirement community, and kind of just stayed on after I graduated and learned what I could learn from there, batch cooking, doing some demos, doing some...
In a retirement home, can you tell me a little bit, like, what does a day-to-day look like for somebody working in a retirement home in the chef department?
A lot of prep, full days of prep, and then a little bit of service. You know, you have a line, and then you bang out different dishes for a couple hours, and then you clean up and you go home. But a lot of prep.
But that's like real commercial work. That you're in my mind, you're moving away from the art into more. This is work.
It did, but this job also had the opportunities of doing the demos that they let me create. So I got a little bit of time getting to put some creativity in this job a little bit.
When did you come up with that idea to put your own spin into things?
I think from when I learned when I was 12 with my sister, because that's when she would just pop out with a different little appetizer. The one that I can remember is mushroom caviar. That was the first thing that I really learned how to make, and it was just diced up mushrooms and garlic, sauteed real nice, and then put on a crostini. And it was a hit. So just from then, I just started to, notice that you can do different things with food over what you think you know.
Well, that's great. So you're at the retirement home. Everything's going well from you. You're starting to carve out your own niche. How the fuck you get back here?
Yeah, so actually, so I wanted to be back home. I was getting a little homesick, so I moved not to San Antonio, but somewhere closer, which was Beaumont, Texas. I mean,
you didn't want to have any fun.
I chose,
no offense, Beaumont. Sorry.
I chose to go to Lamar University. So I went to Lamar University as my reason to move back home. Yeah, I needed some reason. So I moved there and I stayed there for a year and a half. But while I was there, I became a sushi chef.
What?
Yeah, became a sushi chef. And I'm so glad that I got that opportunity because not a lot of places will let a female be behind that bar and to be a sushi chef, and on top of that, an African American female is kind of unheard of in a lot of places. So I was very proud.
I'm glad you said it.
I'm just saying it's real. It's what's out there. So I did that, and I was.
Did you ever have any kind of? Were you ever feeling some kind of way because you're a black woman making sushi? Did you ever feel that from the customers?
Oh yeah, a little bit sometimes. Like some of the older guys, would come and they'll go straight to the guy, and I'm the lead on the team that night or something like that. So definitely I do, and that's not even just there. That's just being in the industry. That's just what's going to happen.
Side note: this is a personal question for myself. Do people ever call each other Oriental who were of Asian descent, or is that like a faux pas now?
I think that's probably towards a certain region. I'm not a professional, so I couldn't tell you. I work with a bunch of Vietnamese cats.
Okay. Well, I don't know, but we'll figure out the answer to that in one interview one day, I promise. Okay, so there you are. Yeah. You're out there, you're doing the sushi thing. Yep. What happens?
So then I get tired. I'm there for like a year, maybe a year and a quarter. And I get a call from my college roommate, and she's like, she lives in Atlanta. And she tells me, hey, can you come down here and help me with my caterings? I'm starting to get caterings for like TI and like these, some high.
TI, as in tip versus TI?
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm on the way. So my lease was up, I think. Packed up my car with whatever fit and drove cross country and stayed with my roommate. And there's a Jamaican family, so I live with a Jamaican family. I just started working with her, getting a little bit of clientele movement over there. But then I ended up finding a wine bar, which I got hired on to be a lead line cook. But then quickly, like within the next 2 months or so, I became the executive chef.
Wow, in 2 months?
Yeah, it might be 6 months. I don't remember.
Let's say 2.
Let's just say 2 months. I got the executive chef position and started running that and running cooking classes and wine classes, learning different things about wine, hiring, firing. Like it was like a whole big old whirlwind at that time. And
now you're back here in San Antonio. Of all of the lessons that you learned on all of those multiple journeys, which one is the one that stands out to you as the most important?
So I'll continue my story just a little bit. So while I was there, I also got to be on Food Network while I was working there. So I got to be on Food Network Guys Grocery Games.
I love that show.
Yeah. So just in the midst of all of that, I was also playing on a flag football team just because I wanted to stay active and meet people, and ended up tearing my Achilles. So I tore my Achilles, and I had to move back to San Antonio. I had to break my lease. I had to pack up my car, whatever fits, sell everything else, drive cross country again on one leg, and then that is how I got back here.
Did you feel defeated coming back? I mean, you got a broken leg, everything's in your car.
At times, I did have my days, but I did handle it very, very well. Most days I was just like, I can't wait to see what's going to come out of this. It's going to be amazing. Like, I can't wait. And it actually is turning out to be 100% the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Tell folks what's up now.
So what's up now is I have a couple of private chef clients, a couple of our Spurs players actually. So daily I'll go and cook for them, and I've got meal prep clients. I've got my spice line, rub on spice blends, literally rub right on anything. Hey. Had to put that plug in there. So I'm selling my spices. I actually have a garlic herb salt, a salt-free Cajun spice, and a barbecue rub. So I'll be at different festivals and markets coming up, in January and a little past that. Also, I'm working on some pop-ups in town, so definitely be on the lookout for that.
So now you've expanded from more than just being a person-to-person chef. You also have a line of products that people can come into. God damn, do you look back at where you started and all this and say to yourself, like, good job?
Exactly. And I'm just getting started. Like, I'm only 29. I'll be 30 in March. Like, I'm just getting in there.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Back to that earlier question, though. Of all the lessons that you learned, which one stands out the most?
Just to be consistent and humble about, learning more. And knowing that there's no ceiling to learning. A lot of people will, all these master chefs or this, there's no master in anything. You can only just keep gaining knowledge, because it's, especially with food, there's infinite knowledge. So, just to keep striving for that would probably be the biggest, and keep the knowledge new and fresh.
And how can people get a hold of you online?
You can find me at Instagram at The Real Chef Sidtastic. Sidtastic is spelled Cidtastic. And also on Facebook, Chef Sydney.
Okay. Anything you want to tell the folks before we go?
I love you guys and my fans. Thank you for your support, and my new fans, and anybody else who wants to have some Chef Sidtastic food. You will not be disappointed, and it is an experience to be had.
Chef, thank you so much for being here. I very much appreciate it. You were a damn good first guest to have here. Oh, man. And for you folks at home, we will see you next time.